tell you about Patty's pastries. Baby, I'ma tell you about Patty's pastries.
What up, y'all?
What's happening?
Welcome back to another week of In a Pinch with Patty, featuring
Quis.
Hope you guys had a great week last week or this past week, however you want to word it. Hope y'all definitely got into last week's episode of entrepreneurship, because we most certainly dropped some gems in there for you guys.
For sure.
So this week, moving right along, we're at F. And what better thing to talk about with F than family?
Mm-hmm.
Topic of today is, does your family feud?
Oof.
Mine definitely does. Sorry if you're listening, but I already told y'all when we first started, I'm going to keep it a buck. So this week, guys, we're just going to get into the topics, like different topics dealing with family, you know, family and business, family and money, just different things. Kind of gonna like freestyle Friday, but we'll try to like keep it all in the same circle. Hopping right into it, just background on my family. I do not live close to my family at all. My father passed when I was very young, so like my mom raised me and my siblings. I love my mother, but like just keeping it real, like we didn't have like the best, and I respect her at the end of the day. Like she worked hard, she did what she had to do, but like, you know, you gotta pay those bills, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I lacked a lot. Just like quality time being the main thing.
I got you.
And we're not gonna get in on bashing my mom. I'm just like sharing, my personal experience. And I'm gonna touch on topics, trigger warning, like this whole podcast, just so you know. And we're just gonna dive deep into like stuff that we deal with our families, straight up. I would say let's start it out on like a light note. Is your family supportive?
Yeah, my family's small. Like my family, as far as I see it, is like just my mom's side of the family, and it's probably like 10, 15 of us. Probably just grown within the past couple years, a couple more, but that's all we got. So like we're pretty close and we're pretty supportive. Everybody could always do better at helping, people out as far as like support wise, but that's just depending on how you look at shit. But like my family, whatever you tell them what you got going on or what you need, like they got you 100%, no questions asked. They there for you. So I could definitely say that, my family is definitely good for that. That's why I love my family.
Okay.
How about yours?
I don't know if I would classify, and I think like distance, just, over the years and, boundaries that I've, put in place in my adult years, like, I would say they're a lot more supportive than they ever have been.
I got you.
If that helps, but like, no, I can't say like people like call and check on me, ask me how I'm doing, how my business is doing, like what did I do this week, like is everything good. I might hear, maybe 2 or 3 times a month. You know what I mean? So I can't say that I have that.
That's a good way to look at it, because if you look at it from that perspective, like my family don't hit me up on like, yo, how's everything going? But if I was to need them, of course they'd be there. But like support like that, like if you're looking at it from that perspective, no, like I don't hear from my aunts or my uncles like for months, but like
I mean, I think that's important though.
I feel like because of social media, they don't feel like they need to hit me up possibly because I personally post a lot of my shit on social media, maybe enough for them to feel like, oh, Quis is doing good or Quis is straight because, he's doing this or that. So like, I feel like my family knows what's good. But as far as like hitting me up like on some, yo, you straight, need anything? I mean, I don't know.
Would you say that was like, obviously you're gonna have, like people check on you here and there, but would you say that's a regular thing?
As far as what?
Like that kind of support. Like, do people check on you? Like, does your family like check on you?
I mean, they hit me up every couple months and be like, yo, you good? How's everything going? What you been up to? But like I said, maybe they don't feel the need to hit them up. But then again, it's double-edged sword because I don't hit them up and be like, yo, how y'all doing? What's up? What you got going on? So.
But is that because you're busy or is that because you don't care?
I mean, I care, but I do be busy. But then again, it's also a social media thing. If I see my aunts posting like pictures of them being straight, like, yo, I know y'all good. Like, I don't really gotta hit y'all up on nothing. So maybe it's just I'm just as bad as being supportive as. I mean, I don't know. What's the difference between me knowing what you got going on through social media versus me hitting you up and you asking the same question?
I think it's a big difference. I think it's a big difference. I think it's a lot more personable. Like, I mean, I have an aunt on social media that posts regularly. Like, my mom posts regularly. Like, that's like the only two people from my family that I like really have on social media. But like, that isn't like, personally speaking, like, there's plenty of people that post, well, not putting anybody's business out there, but like, there's plenty of people that post on social media like everything's rainbows and butterflies, but they going through it at the crib. So yeah, I think it's definitely important to have that, even if it's just a text once a week, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, hey, just checking in, everything good, haven't heard from you. Like, that means a lot to people. It means a lot to me. So
for sure.
Like, and we'll just segue into another topic. Like, are your friends your family? Because I mean, I'm a firm believer, and again, like, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, but like, I definitely have friends that I'm closer to than my family.
Yeah. For
sure, 100%.
Yeah. I have friends that are a lot closer as far as like they know a lot more than my family does. So that definitely makes sense. So yeah, I look at my friends as family.
I mean, I'm down to the point of like celebrating holidays with my friends' family, my friends, like holidays, birthdays, like important events, graduations, like stuff that like your blood family should be at. Nah, my friends have definitely been there for like all of my, the ones that I consider and call my friends, for all of my accomplishments. Like, yeah, for sure. And as much as I appreciate that and as much as I love that, like, there's still that void of like, damn, bruh, like, I'm related to you. Like, I know you see me. Here go me. Like,
facts.
But, and I know I'm not the only person that goes through that. So,
definitely not.
excuse me. I said from the jump, like, I'm gonna talk about some topics that are real. So, and a lot of things affect family.
For
just
sure.
regular things growing up, finances. How do you feel like finances would affect family?
Oh, finances definitely affect family. Like when, family, I feel like when family is so used to being like in a position together where everybody's financially on the same pace and somebody may come up on some bread or like even, fall short. Family's always there to help family financially as far as I see it. Like My family's always been good to that. If you need it, you know, you can hit them up and be like, yo, you know, this was going on. If they got it, of course, family gonna look out for you, make sure you straight. But like, I feel like finances and like that could definitely play a role on what happens in family. Like if somebody was to come up on some bread and not show love to the rest of their family or nothing like that.
I mean, do you feel like you're obligated? Like if that, let's get really real. Like if you were to come up on some bread, like would you take care of your family because they would take care of you? Or would you take care of your family because you feel like that's your obligation because that's your family?
I feel like I would take care of my family because they took care of me. Now, I feel like it would be on like under the same pretenses of how shit is now. Like, they don't reach out to me and be like, yo, you good, you need this or you need that. Like, you know, it's a, if you need it, hit me up type situation. So like, of course, I'm gonna look out for my family when I go back home and visit, and you know, we're gonna ball out and do this, and that. But like, as far as like, buying the whole family a new crib or like, you know, just giving them all bread for no reason, like, I feel like it'd still be like, yo, if you need it, I got you. But if you straight, type shit, like, I don't know, like my mom and I don't know, my family's small, so I would definitely like ball out on a lot of different shit, but like, I don't know.
Mine would get the essentials. Straight up.
I got you.
Like straight essentials. Like I'm not coming to ball out. I'm not coming to do anything extravagant. I'm not getting ready to be taking y'all on no trips. Like, and again, I love my family, but like, I'm 40 years old. We haven't done that up until now. So like, nothing's gonna change just because I have money. I'll keep that same energy. And it's nothing malicious when I say that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, heavy on Drake. You wasn't shooting with me when I was in the gym, baby.
That makes
like,
a lot of sense though, for real.
Let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to that, like, you know, I would, just because of the type of person I am, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know me. Anybody that's like knows me personally, listening to this knows me. Like, family is very important to me, even though mine is dysfunctional AF. Like, it's important to me. So yes, I would make sure, you know, my entire family wasn't like going without or not eating or like had a place to lay their head and stuff like that. But like, nah, like, cause again, like, I don't feel like you get to choose how you feel. Fact. And I don't feel like I'm not gonna move out of obligation because like I'm not obligated to do anything.
Indeed.
And that's when, you know, we'll segue into boundaries. Is there like certain family members? There's always that one. Every family member has that one family member where you're just like, no, not today. Like, do you practice, or do you find the need to practice boundaries with your family?
No.
You can definitely pass on the question if you feel like, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but
I understand.
Or do you feel, or a better way to word the question, do you feel like certain boundaries should be implemented into dealing with family and extended family, and if so, what type?
I feel like my family really don't got no problem. Like, my family just like open about everything. Like, it's like we can openly discuss anything that's going on, like whether it be like with our significant others in our personal lives or things like that, and it's just can be openly talked about, and whether you know you're joking about it or like, it's just like, it's never like, I don't know, like, I feel like I could talk to my family about anything and nobody's gonna make me feel bad about nothing. Like, everything, I mean, that's just great. Like, everything is straight. So like, as far as like boundaries and stuff, I feel like like everybody knows what's good. Like, nobody oversteps their shit trying to, you know, weasel into like relationships, trying to find out what's going on. Like it ain't no reason for that kind of stuff in my family if that's how somebody was to take it. How about you?
Oh yeah, I definitely have to practice boundaries.
Practice boundaries? Okay.
If for nothing else, mental health alone.
I got you.
Because, and again, this isn't like bash my family, but
Yeah.
like again, like to the people that know me, like I'm very open, like about what I've gone through, what I've been through with my family. Like, yeah, boundaries are necessary for me, and I'm sure there are plenty of people that have been through the equivalent, if not worse, of what I've been through in my past. Like, yes, boundaries are absolutely necessary, 100%, because at the end of the day, it's like it's just like anybody. Like I can only pour into you so much before my glass is empty. And that's family, friends, business, life in general.
Facts.
I can only give you, as much as I got, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, but you have, listen, I read, somewhere, I don't know if it was Facebook, Instagram, whatever, but I read something this week where they're like, givers better know your limits because takers don't have any.
That's fact.
And I feel like that's not just financially.
That's every aspect.
That's spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Like, you better know your limits because
they taking.
They're taking.
They taking.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, I've had to. I mean, just on a, I definitely have a negative Nancy in my family. That's just like every time you talk to them, it's something going on, like something this, something that. Like, they never call me to check on me. They never call. Well, like every now and then, but like it's always gonna be an ulterior motive with that.
I got you.
Like, how you been? How you doing? And then I ask them how they're doing. Oh, well, I could be better. I'm a little bit behind on whatever. Or so.
I got you.
Like, that's when I just have to be like. That's when then boundaries come into effect where I have to be like, you know what? Like, if you're not checking on me, I'm not checking on you.
Yeah.
And like, I will go because life is short. I'm getting older. People in my family are getting older. Siblings, parent, like all that good stuff. So, like, if I don't check on my family for anything else, fuck the past trauma, all of that. Like, at some point, you have to be like, I only got one.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I mean? So,
that's facts.
But I've had members of my family pray on me for that. Me wanting to be, a good sister, a good daughter, a good cousin, a good, auntie, like whatever. Like, definitely had people pray on me for that. And, guilt plays a big part of that. Trying to remedy or fix what could have been or should have been plays a part in that. So yeah, I feel like you have to put, but then you have some people who's, they're with their family knows everything.
Yeah, facts.
So, I mean, what works for me might not work for you or vice versa, but I can promise you, just off of what I said, like somebody's like, yeah, she is like really telling it. Yeah.
I'm playing with it.
I go through it too, y'all. I mean, I think some of the main problems as far as like dysfunctions are the main causes for dysfunctions in families is addiction. And I mean, I've been hit with that as well from a stepfather that was an undercover, alcoholic and drug abuser, to, one of my sisters that struggled with alcoholism. Like, and again, this is not bashing my family. I just got to put that out there. But like, addiction is serious, and it's like you can love your family as much as you want to, but if you have somebody that's an alcoholic, or if you have somebody that is a compulsive gambler, or somebody that deals with substance abuse issues. Like, listen, it could have been all good one day, and then boom, somebody gets in a car accident, gets hooked on pain pills. Now you got a whole different dad, or a whole different husband, or a whole. How often do you think that happens?
Shit, all the time.
All the fucking time. So yes, addiction definitely feeds into dysfunction. And guys, if that's something that you're struggling with, do not be scared to find somebody to call for help. Google it, like call a pastor, call a friend. Like, there's plenty of different resources out there. So like, if you need help is available. Like, but at the end of the day, like, that's something that you have to want for yourself.
For sure.
Another thing, just trickling down from addiction, domestic violence. So serious. Like, so serious. Like, I know multiple friends whose, child's parent or other significant other, whatever, are abusive.
Gotcha.
And it's not just like, listen, domestic violence is domestic violence. Like, I don't care if it's physical. I don't care if it's somebody calling you dumb, lazy, stupid, whatever. Like, that, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all abuse. And like, there's families that stay together, parents that stay together, like, oh, we want it to be a 2-parent household. Like, bullshit. Like, don't ever stay with some shit, because at the end of the day, like, that'll hurt the child quicker than anything else, and it'll leave long-term, long-lasting things that they have to heal from. Definitely. So no judging at all, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100%. Like, men and women, because that's a whole different subject. Men go through it too.
For sure.
Especially like with it being 2023. Do you know how many videos I see with women beating on their baby's fathers, like all types of stuff, beating their cars up? Like, listen, I'll never support the deadbeat, but like, at the end of the day, like, that's not the answer either. Like, golden rule, you just gotta treat people how you want to be treated. But domestic violence definitely leads to, issues with families. And like verbal abuse, like, it's crazy because that's a touchy subject with people, and especially like old school people, because like, I got told to shut up 1,000,000 times a day.
Same.
I got told, stop being stupid, quit being dumb, don't do that, that's stupid. Like, so like, you hear that so much, you know what I mean? Like, you start thinking like, that's who you are. So like, be careful with like what you speak on to people, and that's not even just the kids, that's just the people in general. Like,
that is for sure. Your words hold a lot of power, and whether you're talking to adult to a child, or adult to adult, or talking to your family member, like, words hold weight, and what you say is definitely sticks with people, for sure. Like, and especially if you're family, or you hold some. I mean, even
teachers, bus drivers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, daycare workers. Like, listen, like, you have to be careful. Children are just like sponges, you know what I mean? So it's like, I definitely feel like verbal abuse causes a lot of resentment. It causes a lot of trauma.
Indeed.
And it's just, it's a lot that you have to heal from. So
yeah, and it takes years of healing from shit like that. Like, just talking about it, like, all of it, first thing that comes to my mind is my stepdad. Like, and that's Shit, I graduated like 11 years ago, 10 years ago. So like, and that was probably like 5 years along before I graduated. So that was like years ago. And I'm still healing from that. I'm still addressing shit that was said, realizing that I have trauma from past situations or things that was said in my past, not knowing like, yo, I have problems now and not knowing where it stems from. Like being older, I'm finally getting to address like, oh, it's because, you know, this was said to you multiple times when you were young, or this is how somebody had made you feel, or this is how he had made me feel when I was young. Like a lot of that shit sticks around with you for years and years and years, and you might not think about it from that perspective. You might think like, oh, this is just who I am, or just like, you know, oh, this is what I was taught or brought up on. Like, you're brought up on fucking trauma, my boy. Like, you gotta really start to address and think about like shit that was said to you when you were young, like, and even growing up, because words definitely hold weight, and it might not seem like much, but
and they can build you up, and they can like tear you down, like, down. And it's crazy because like on a good note, you know, I have a friend in Carolina, and she was one of my good friend's little sisters, and she's got, her daughter's like 5 or 6, and you know, their parents were always, you know, they're deacons and preachers.
Okay.
But like their parents were always, now don't get me wrong, not all of them are good and not all of them are bad, disclaimer. But in this specific situation, like her parents were always like very supportive, very uplifting. Like if you, and it's not even just about, it's not about what you can do like materialistically, like having like your kid's back and your kid being able to come talk to you, like priceless. So like I said all that to say this, like me seeing the difference in how children grow up when they have been spoken to properly and built up and like, you know, given like affection, like it's a total difference.
Definitely.
Now don't get me wrong, and you know, at the end of the day, like disciplines and like
plays a big role as well.
Discipline definitely plays a big role, and like everybody has their own beliefs or whatever, like, but if you don't discipline your kids, like they can't come to my house. You know what I mean? But like,
sure.
I also feel like it's a fine line with discipline. Discipline can either make you really love and appreciate your parents, or it can make you hate them.
For sure.
You know, and I've been on both sides of that.
Shit, those are traumatizing situations as well. Like, how you handle disciplining your child plays a big role on, you know, the effects that it plays a big role on what happens in their future. Like, fuck, I remember getting beat by my stepdad once or twice, and like that shit just made me hate him so fucking much that like I would never, anything that he said would like, I don't know, that's a whole fucking podcast episode. Let's get to step.
But quick question though, in regards to that, before we move on, like when he disciplined you or whatever, like was it because it was done from a fucked up place, or was it done because it was from like somewhere with love?
No,
like,
I understand getting disciplined. Like the situation was like me and my sister, I went to go walk the dog, and I had bucked on her ass, like, and ran back home and locked her outside, and like the police had saw her run across the street by herself, so they followed her home. And like they was knocking on the door too, and I was just chilling in the crib laughing, blah blah blah. So of course, you know, I answer the door, blah blah blah. They come home, we get in trouble. Like the ass whooping that I got was like unnecessary ass whooping. Like I understand, I fucked up. Like I would definitely understand, like me and my sister still talk about it. Like, yo, that's fucked up. I left you across the street and hauled ass home. Thought it was funny. Blah blah blah. It's fucked up. Deserve to be in trouble.
I can guarantee you, every sibling has done that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the ass whooping I got,
yeah, crazy, unnecessary,
bro, unnecessary. Like I would not do that to my kid in any situation. So it was kind of like, I don't know. That's traumatizing situations.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like, I definitely feel like discipline can definitely be the cause of dysfunction as well.
For sure.
I mean, just wrap it. If y'all hear stuff in the background, we featuring Letty right now. So, but yeah, like, I think at the end of the day, especially just like coming from, you know, my, I guess, like, era or age or group or whatever age group.
I got you.
Sorry guys, fried. I just feel like it's a lot more. I feel like kids today, it's like up or down, because you either have the parents that actively are like, we're not gonna repeat the cycle, and I'm gonna try harder as a parent, or you have, you know, they just out here doing whatever, letting their kids talk to whoever, and that within itself causes dysfunction as well, and family issues as well, because like, if you don't respect your mama and your mama don't respect you, it's like a recipe for this. And I'm, you know, mom, dad, mom, son, whoever, like, it's a recipe for disaster.
For sure.
Because, like, on a general level, like, if I don't respect you, I can't fuck with you. Mom included. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, that was it for Freestyle Friday. Like, family is important at the end of the day, but it's also, I feel like it's a choice. Like,
indeed, you
have the choice to deal with who you want to deal with. And let me just tell you, you're not obligated to anything. Like,
just because they're family don't mean they won't do you dirty.
I mean, listen, moms, dads, sisters, brothers, kids, like, listen, if you're toxic, you are toxic.
Indeed.
And I know people that have toxic relationships with their kids, have toxic relationships with their families. Like, sometimes stuff is so deeply rooted that, like, you can't heal from that.
Indeed.
So you just have to make the choice to be like, you know what? ABC may have happened, but like, you gotta build a bridge and get on over it, because if you can't fix it, I'm all about trying to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that comes as like maturing, growing up, just being responsible. Like, if it's something that you can fix, try to fix it. But like, once my glass is heading towards empty, and I don't see the level of your glass coming up any, then there's a leak in it, and I can't help you. You know what I mean?
That was deep.
It was.
I like
that. That was definitely a good, like, analogy. But yeah, guys, I mean, if you have a good family, cherish them.
For sure.
Even if your family's tough and dysfunctional, cherish them. Work on your boundaries, love yourself, and like, that's gonna be about it until next week. We hope you guys tune in. Let us know in the comments, like, what you guys want to talk about. Are you listening? Like us, share us, tell your friends about us. We're still doing this 100 subscriber giveaway. So once we hit 100 subscribers, I'm giving out a party pack.
And if y'all don't know about them party packs, woo, you'll be smacked for a long time.
I'm gonna need you to edit that.
That's what you're gonna be doing right there. You get a party pack. That's how you gonna be feeling. But thank y'all for tuning in to another week of
In a Pinch with Patty, featuring Quis. Peace.